Bow with me, please. Father, we're thankful for the beauty of your creation. We're thankful for this good city, for the lives that we have here, for the blessings that you put not only on us but on our community. We pray that as we meet as a group, concerned citizens and council members, that you would bless our efforts, that you would help us always to consider you and the things that we do, that you would bless us with wisdom and courage to do those things that need to be done, though sometimes they're not easy. Just continue to be with us as a group and as a committee. Forgive us when we fall short. Help us always to walk in the light. In Jesus' name, amen.
Flag.
They were used at a funeral.
Is there another
Got a little more lapel.
Okay, okay. I'll look at you. Me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On a resolution for the council to consider, be it resolved by the city council of the city of Kennett, Missouri as follows. Whereas Larry McDowell has rendered effective and faithful service to the city of Kennett, Missouri as a Ward 2 council member for over 20 years. Whereas Larry McDowell has honored the duties incumbent upon this office, has always exemplified the highest ideals of public service on behalf of our city, and whereas it is altogether fitting and proper that recognition be given by our community to Larry McDowell for his dedicated service and capacities he has served. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the city council, city of Kennett, Missouri, that Larry McDowell is recognized for exemplary service to the people of Kennett, Missouri. Passed and approved the 6th day of October 2015. I have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. McDowell's family here. Thank you so very much for coming. You already know I miss you, Larry. You're such a great man. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all very much.
I think you have in your packet there, memo, I'd like to recommend Katie Collier to be appointed to the city council as Larry McDowell's replacement for Ward 2. Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. When this young lady comes back, we'll go ahead with the procedure too.
Swear at her? Did we swear at her?
Yes, ma'am.
Pardon me? Where?
Got our newsman back there.
That's a picture. I just wasn't sure if we had.
There's a camera.
Are you representing the paper? Okay. All right, so raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, I, Kate Collier, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provisions of all laws
of this state affecting cities
of this state affecting cities
of the third class,
of the third class,
and the ordinances of the city of Kennett,
and the ordinances of the city of Kennett,
that I possess all of the qualifications
that I possess all of the qualifications
prescribed by law for the office
prescribed by law for the office,
of which I am appointed on
which
the
I am appointed on the
6th day of October 2015,
the 6th day of October 2015,
and will faithfully demean myself
and will faithfully demean myself
while in office.
while in office.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and you can take your seat.
Well, I will.
Thank you.
How are you? Congratulations.
Okay, in the package, you have the minutes from the regular meeting on September 15th. We need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion second.
Second.
Second. Any corrections, additions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Committee reports, street.
As you can see, for the most part, construction everywhere. So we're implementing our plan, and things are going pretty much as we expect. Randy will have to give a complete report later on here. That's it.
Be complimented. There's all kinds of improvements around the city. We noticed.
Seeing a lot of work being done.
Public safety.
The only thing we have about the part-time. Just like to recommend that we hire 6 part-time people at the fire station, starting out at $10.50. Be part-time per call with a 2-hour minimum.
For the record, you want to read those names?
I sure can. Megan Schoolcraft, Robert Cole, Kathy Brown, Chad Allen, Tyler Looney, and Antron Jones.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
That's all I got.
This is to replace the extreme shortage we've been having at the fire department for part-time
I'm sure you've explained that they understand that, they're on call and that, sometimes it's hard to get out of bed at night when the pager goes off.
Well, with a lot of our industry that has either shut down, people's having to go to Arkansas and neighboring states, it's difficult for them to work a 10, 12-hour shift, come home, and then have to do 2, 3 times a month a 2-hour training of the evening. So it's put a toll on us. And I've looked at other departments around throughout the state, depending on where they are, they're having to say it's a nationwide problem.
When there's a call, will all 6 of these people be called, or just a couple
Well,
of them?
what we do, when it's a structure fire, yes. If it's a car fire, trash fire, grass fire, we have the city split in half.
Yeah.
So they know if they're on the east side or west side. You do the same thing when you have an out-of-city fire so that you don't take everybody outside the city.
Gotcha.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That's all I have on public safety right now.
Finance committee?
The couple, 3 things to consider in finance. One is our auditors and bookkeepers and whatever, have found that we have 32 some or something like that different accounts scattered across the various banking facilities or whatever, and that these, the recommendation that these be consolidated and minimize the number. Which, I'll ask them to do. The other, second thing is that, as we publicly stated earlier this year, we found within those accounts a substantial amount of money. And as such, I would, or I've asked at least to have the financial institutions in this town contacted to see and or advertise for CD rates and such to try to invest some of this money rather than, even though it be minimal, at least we would be drawing some interest. At this point, I think that as of today, we have one of the financial institutions has not yet responded, but it would be our intent to buy CDs or treasury notes or whatever they're called to invest this money and draw a little bit of interest for the city of Kennett. The third thing is that from finance, we didn't talk about it in the budget year, we did approve to have pay the sponsorship for any of our employees who may want to enlist in a civic club. I'd like to go one step farther and at least recommend at this time, although I haven't had the details, I'd like to recommend that we sponsor a wellness program that would allow them also to join a fitness club. We can look at our employees, in particular our police and fire, who are under a lot of physical stress from time to time, and I think that any way we can encourage them to participate in a fitness program would be really good. Plus, it just contributes to their health and welfare anyway. But I'll try to have the more detail by next meeting on some of the contract, or what it would cost for memberships and such. But I think that would be a good benefit for our employees. So, any questions about the finance? I mean, we're really blessed to have found a lot of money laying around that we didn't know we had. But I think we need to make the best use of it, and by investing it in, at least, I mean, we can't commit it to a long-term situation or savings or whatever that would be penalized if we had to pull it out for whatever reason. But by the same time, you can put it in treasury notes or whatever, and I guess that's the terminology. And then write checks on that accordingly without penalty. So we'll work on that.
All right, very good. Chamber?
First, I want to present the council with this certificate that the chamber received. In several years past, the city of Kennett has participated as a Missouri Community Betterment community. Over the past year, the chamber re-enlisted in that program, and last month, the Missouri Community Judges came to Kennett and judged us. The police department and several other different groups within the city were very cooperative with us in giving a great presentation for those judges. I will go to Columbia October 25th and 26th and see if we received another one of these plaques that's back there on the wall. But for now, I wanted to give this to the city to do with whatever you like. That just says that we are a participating community. Next, last month I talked to you about the Arkansas State 3A volleyball tournament that's going to be happening in Pickett, Arkansas, which obviously isn't Missouri, but they don't have much lodging options, so some of those teams will be looking to stay in other places. There are 16 different teams who will be competing in that tournament, and I've submitted our local lodging and restaurant options to the Arkansas Activities Association for review by those coaches. So we may be seeing some traffic from that, and I'm working on getting our lodging and hotels, or all of our restaurants, prepared for possible increase in traffic for that week. So that might be beneficial to us. Next up, you might have seen through different chamber engagements over the past couple of weeks, we are working on producing new City of Kennett maps. The last time one was printed was, I think, in 2012, and we're just about out. So we're working with a chamber member, Lunar Cow Designs. They specialize in chamber type productions. and they're doing the ad sales. So if any local businesses are contacted by this company, they are authorized by me to sell those advertisements. And we'll be printing several thousand of these maps to distribute among the visitors' sites among the state. There's 7 official visitor centers among the state, so they'll be going there. And they also go to everyone new who comes to town, potential industry leaders, and welcome packets that we pass out. And last, several months ago, you all helped me with matching funds for a Visit Kennett website. The first homepage is up. It looks very pretty. It's visitkennettmo.com, and we're working on the inside pages now. So that should be up by January, hopefully, but the initial site's up. And that's all I've got for me.
Department of Reports, service on the street.
We don't have much except welcome, Ms. Sawyer.
Thank you.
Most of it's in the packet. Asphalt sealer company started yesterday, and with the high humidity in the mornings and clouds, they're not going to finish until tomorrow morning. They hope to be done in 2 days and be out of here tonight, but it's not drying as fast in the morning, so they'll finish the east end of 5th Street tomorrow and then do a couple of touch-up jobs for us. That'll be finished. We're continuing work on Industrial Drive, replacing that out there. Concrete contractors in town, working on Holly, east end of town, and also there by Mr. Palmer and Mr. C's on 5th Street. Replace that. On the hiking and biking trail, I know it's been slow, but we're waiting on a contractor to come in and put the rumble strips down through there on the old and new pavement. And hopefully that'll be done next week, and then we can paint behind that. We'll proceed a little bit more with it. Still a lot of activity here. Thank you.
Have you, were you able to do anything with the lip on the street there behind the Social Security office? The
Same
asphalt?
thing we do on all of them. We went in and put about 6 inches wide by their driveways. That's what we've done on streets for years.
That was pretty dramatic. It was worse there than some of the others I've seen. Most of them are pretty smooth, but it was bad.
I've been out there a couple of times now, and I've talked to the residents several times as well. So I'll continue to follow up on it. But I've talked to each of them at least twice.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Carter, I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Where are we at on, I know this isn't the city road or whatever, but on the bypass, just seems kind of like everything's stopped?
Nothing official from MoDOT, okay, but Chester Broston, primary contractor, I have a little interest in that. They've rented some ground for me, and they've started moving equipment in. They started hauling more gravel in today. They're getting ready to pour some more concrete for their equipment to go on. Concrete pigs are here, this type of stuff. So
sounds good.
I won't say, that in the next week or so that we'll see any activity, but they're in the process of bringing their batch plant in.
Sounds good. Thanks, sir.
You have the report from the fire department in front of you. If there's any questions, but you can sit over and ask him now, or after the meeting. Here's all on it. Been asked by several people. We received our ladder truck. We had it in parade. We got it the day before. It's a little bit about it. We applied for a grant for $752,500 total. $2,500 we had to use was part of the grant. We gave the full-time personnel that drive vehicles receive the DOT physical. That's part of the program. They want to see you periodically give physicals to your personnel. So most of that money, all but 5% of that, was paid by the federal government. The rest of the $752,500 or $750,000 was to be used towards the development of this ladder truck. Out of that, we spent all but $544. The total was $749,456 that the federal government put well, they didn't put that total. Theirs was 90%. The city's portion was $37,473. Now, with that, we probably have about $42,000 invested because of the fact that we made a couple of trips down to the manufacturer so that you can understand the process, make sure that you see what you're getting, and they encourage that. And there was few within the grant, a few other pieces of equipment that we didn't have on the older ladder truck that was put on here. So when you look at it, we have a $750,000 investment. The city's put about $42,000 towards it. Probably couldn't even buy the engine off the truck, just the motor in the truck itself would probably be more than that. So if we maintain it, we should see it anywhere from a 25 to 30-year investment on it. And you know, we was fortunate. It was not, I've been told by even the dealer had it at a open house, and there's just not that many grants given out in that amount for our size city towards these types of vehicles. So we was very fortunate. Along with that, the police department received, was it $11,500 in a police grant from MIRMA. They're to purchase vehicle cameras for the cars, and also some more cameras for the patrol officers, and a few other items. Johnny, what were they?
Some spike strips for the cars and the taser.
So with that, they've been able to expand their budget and get the items that were needed. In the property maintenance, begin the process on about 20 properties to start doing the title search on them, and they'll be up for the next round. With that, this is Fire Prevention Week this week, and guys are out visiting most of the schools and daycares in the area. The DARE program, it starts up in our school system in December. We'll give a report on that as it starts up. So, anybody have any questions on anything?
What is a significant reminder to put out for Fire Prevention Week?
Well, the
Never mind. Change your batteries on your smoke detector.
change your clock, change your batteries comes up to November 1st. And we teach
Stop, drop, and roll.
stop, drop, and roll, get out, stay out. There's a lot of different acronyms they use within the program.
We did stop, drop, and roll at school yesterday, rehearsing the earthquake.
And that brings up another point. October the 15th is the Great American Shakeout, which is a program done by the Central United States Earthquake Consortium, or called QSEC, out of Memphis. And they're encouraging businesses, schools, to take time at 10:30 a.m. and practice a drop-in cover wherever you are, and practice an earthquake drill. And you can go online at the QSEC website and register and let them know that you participated. They have quite a few participants throughout the Midwest. And if you don't think that we have some earthquake activity, there's an app you can get for your phone, and I check it every day, and it's surprisingly how much. We're just fortunate. They're 1.5s to 2.5s, and they're not real significant, but it is an active fault. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Just some information, at the end of the meeting, we will be going into a closed session, so you'll be aware of that. Old business, dog pound expansion. Roger, you have anything to add?
Yeah, we're still proceeding. I appreciate the street department going out there, and they got the new concrete slab built, then the new cages installed, and then in addition, the street department went out there and made the ground, put the ground where we could go ahead and proceed with the rest of the outside fencing. So I've talked to Montgomery Fence, and that job will probably be done before we have another council meeting. Well, and once it's done, then we'd have to get the state back here and inspect it and make sure it's gonna be suitable.
Also in your package, you've got a letter, the Kennett J.C.'s have submitted a funding request for $5,000 for the tourism fund. This was promoted to the Jet attraction in late October. The tourism committee has done their job in reviewing the application and does not recommend funding this event at this time. Information purposes only. Any comments?
Well, it looks like, I mean, it's a good decision on their part, because if their attendance and ticket price is any consideration, they should have their estimated budget $15,000, and if they do what they expect, they're gonna take in $30,000, so they should not need any money from tourism.
Next up, rental inspections, Mr. Murray. Would you like to reiterate as to why this has happened?
Yes. We have had problems in the past and still have problems with housing that's not adequate, rental houses. I know there is other houses as well, but they do not meet minimum standard for living, whether it be electrical hazards, plumbing issues, all kinds of things, insect infestations. This ordinance would allow our office to inspect these properties once a year. We've made some changes from the beginning. Mr. Terry McVeigh has worked very hard on getting these changes done and in this ordinance. It's all about a minimum standard of living that we should provide for our citizens of Kennett.
And just to point out, and I'd sent everybody red line ordinances, but just to point out the changes that have been made from what was initially presented. As Victor said, instead of permit required for each change of occupancy, just annually. The inspection fee for the dwelling inspection was reduced from $45 to $20. The dwelling re-inspection from 25 to 10. And if more than one unit in the structure is vacant, the fee would be $20 for the first unit. Each additional unit would have an inspection fee of $10. And those are the changes, really substantial changes that were made from the original ordinance that was presented.
That's all. The biggest concern that I've heard in the past couple of weeks is the ones that do not want this is, why should everyone have to pay for what a couple are doing? Well, I don't see it as having to pay for a problem. It should be, you know, in their mind to provide minimum standard of housing for people if you're gonna rent it. So.
I'll ask one question.
Yes, sir.
If I rent a house, and I move into that house and I decide that there is some faulty wiring that is a danger to me and my family, and I ask my landlord to fix it and he does not, and I call you, what will you do?
I will go do an inspection.
And then what happens?
Same
No,
process.
Yeah, not before this, but right now.
Right now, I go to that house, I list all the deficiencies I find in the inspection. I give the landlord a specific amount of time to get those fixed unless it is a health or safety issue.
Okay.
And I can have the utilities disconnected.